I'm going to be showing off how to do frame-by-frame recordings on FB Neo in my training mode. This method actually should work with a lot of different training modes, but your mileage may vary on those. The first thing you want to do is go to Inputs and make sure P1 and P2 have their input set. So I personally like P1 on my input device, which is a fight stick, and P2 on keyboard, and I use hitbox layout. You want the record button and the playback button, these volume up and volume down buttons, record playback and recording on my training mode. You'd like the pause button set and the frame button set, and I put those on like the little top buttons on my joystick. So basically what happens is you can press the frame button that we just set and it will move the emulator forward one step. So if we want to put in inputs, we can hold whatever input we'd like for that frame and then press the increment button. So if you look on the top right, which is P2's inputs, you can see that a forward has been registered, and if I hold down and press the increment button, I can see a down, and then if I want to do a DP, I can hold down, forward, and LP for the final press, and we can see and cycle through Dimitri's Demon's Cradle. It's a good way to look at hitboxes as well. So like, let's say I'm curious about Dimitri's HK. I can see what the hitboxes are like. So the only other step you have to do is, if we'd like to record those inputs like frame perfectly, we have to press the increment frame button, and then on the first frame we want to, or if we want it frame 1, you don't need to have it frame 1, but you hold the record button down, which is the volume up button that we just set, and the first input that you like, which is, for our case, it's going to be forward or 6, and then press the increment button. So that's hold down the recording button, hold down forward, and press the increment frame button. So you can see that both forward in the top right and recording are now set. That's the first input. So the next input in DP is down, and then down, forward. For the last frame, it's going to be down, forward, and LP. So Dimitri should start doing a Demon's Cradle, and then whenever we're done with our recording presses, we can press the recording button again and increment to end it on the same frame. So I'm going to wait until Dimitri lands and give a few frames for frame skip, and then I'm pressing the recording button and the increment frame button at the same time, and that should be a good recording. Then we press the pause button to unpause. So as you can see, I can press the playback button and get a frame 1 DP. I can also go into the training menu and loop that if I want, to have like a funny Dimitri. And then if I want to try punishing that, it's impossible. There we go. Okay. So there's one more element to this. If you want, you can actually also do player 2 inputs. So let's say I have this recording, hit increment frame, and then I want to play back and record. So you want to press the recording and playback buttons at the same time. So recording while playing is happening. And now I can look at Dimitri. Let's say I want to go frame by frame and see if more getting punished. So what I'm doing is I'm just incrementing the frame and holding down the inputs that I'd like. I'm trying to punish with MP. Looks like we're good. And then I can press the 2 buttons again, increment frame, and everything's done. So that input's looping, so it gets weird. Probably shouldn't loop it. So there you have it. You can also do both P1 and P2 inputs in whatever situation you'd like. It's going to be sometimes a little tedious to press all the buttons with your hands, so that's why I showed the recording while playback option.